That's where you're going.
There's a beautiful view of the synagogue.
She said this used to be a theater, but it's not like you can't walk through now. That was like a Shakespeare Globe theater.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a brief synopsis of what exactly we're looking at.
Well, we're overlooking actually the Roman Forum, what we call the Roman Forum. We are above the Capitoline Hill, and we're overlooking at one of the largest archaeological areas in the world. We call this, the whole of it Roman Forum, but the actual forum was just a square. So what you would see in the middle of it. But if we start from the right, you can see, first of all, on your right, the hill above, on our right is the Palatine Hill, where the Imperial Palace was. And then if you go down, where you have these remainings of columns, this was a basilica made by Julius Caesar. If you think of Julius Caesar living before Christ, you can understand basilicas were not churches but tribunals, law courts. Behind it, the three columns belonging to the Temple of Castor and Pollux, and in the distance, the Arch of Titus. If you go to the left, you will see the Colosseum behind a church, which is the Church of St. Francis from Rome. On the left, the round temple of Romulus, the temple of Antonio, Pio, and Faustina, where those columns are. Many columns in the distance. And then the closer building to where we are now, the closest one, let's say, was the temple of Saturn. Saturn was a very important god because he was protecting agriculture, so very important for the Romans. On the left of it, you have the Arch of Septimius Severus. Septimius Severus was the emperor who defeated the Parths, who came from Iran, by the way. Behind it, the brick building, a large, very large brick building, was the Curia, the Senate Hall. And then you have the three columns of the Temple of Titus and Vespasian. The building you have on your left, let's say on the slopes of the Capitol Hill, is actually made of two buildings. The lower part was the ancient tabularium, the Roman archives, ancient Roman archives. Above it, during the Middle Ages, they built the Palace of Governors, which still is, because this is the back of the town hall. And our mayor works where the balcony is. That's the mayor's office.
So go ahead and tell me your personal favorite part about this entire place.
Well, I like the Arch of Septimius Severus because it's very well maintained and because it tells us a lot with all the bas-reliefs about his victories against the Parths. And then it's funny because at the bottom of the columns you have bas-reliefs showing Roman soldiers holding prisoners, Parth prisoners, and you can always recognize the Parths because they wearing a hat, but most of all they were wearing trousers, which Romans never did. They always had tunics, so let's say gowns in a way. So, but I must say, I would say, I like everything in here. This is one of the places I work in, so I like it all.
For one's first time in Rome, what would you suggest seeing, say for like our viewers back home or anything?
Well, as a first timer, I would go to the Colosseum, of course. And I wouldn't skip the whole area here, but I must say my personal favorite place in the city is the Pantheon, because it is the best preserved temple still existing in Rome, with the most amazing architecture, the widest dome ever built in ancient times, and perfectly preserved since it was transformed into a church. So I would say these two I wouldn't miss, and of course St. Peter's, because in Rome we have two symbols, ancient pagan Rome, the Colosseum, and Christian Rome, the Church of St. Peter.
So why do you think people should come visit the Forum?
Why, you mean? Well, because this is where everything began. You know, the word forum comes from foras. Foras meaning outside. We have a legend talking about Romulus and Remus and the she-wolf and all this kind of thing. But actually, the real origin of this city are about this place. A valley surrounded by hills above which there were people living who used to gather and make business and agreement foras in a neutral place, a place which didn't belong to any of them. and which was in here. And so little by little, these people gathering became a city. But if you think of Rome as one of the most important cities in the ancient world, they needed a mythological birth. And this is why we have the she-wolf and the twins fed by the she-wolf. And by the way, the word lupa, L-U-P-A, in Latin didn't mean only she-wolf, but also prostitute. So maybe the she-wolf, I mean the lupa who fed the twins was not an animal, you know.
Perfect. I'm good.
Because it was built in like